Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something really fundamental, personal finance. Think of this as your friendly guide, sort of, to getting a handle on your money, building that solid foundation.
That's right. And we've been looking at a really useful resource from Penny Nest, their personal finance roadmap. We're aiming to pull out the key steps, the essentials for, well, taking control.
Yeah, their guide covers a lot. Budgeting, saving, even investing in debt.
A really good overview.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And why should you care? Well, personal finance.
Mhm.
It's not just about spreadsheets. It's really the key to, making your goals happen.
Like buying a house or maybe traveling more.
But just feeling secure, right?
Yeah.
It's about growing your resources, handling debt smartly so it doesn't drag you down, getting ready for retirement.
And getting that peace of mind, that real confidence.
Absolutely. So drawing from that Penny Nest roadmap, our mission today is basically to break down those first crucial steps. How do you actually start?
Okay, so let's dive in. The roadmap really emphasizes budgeting, calls it the foundation. And it makes sense. It's about making a plan for your money, one that actually lines up with what you want to achieve financially.
Okay, let's unpack budgeting a bit because it can sound restrictive.
It can, but it's more about control, really. It starts simple, just figuring out where your money is actually going.
Tracking income, tracking expenses.
Exactly. And then, looking at what's a real need versus something that's, well, just a want.
Making conscious choices.
Yeah, and finding places maybe you can cut back a little, free up some cash for your goals. It's not about saying no to everything.
It's more like a map, giving you permission to spend on what matters.
Precisely. And Penny Nest points out something useful here, technology.
Oh, right, the apps and spreadsheets.
Yeah, using those tools can automate a lot of the tracking, makes it much easier to see your cash flow without writing everything down constantly.
That definitely lowers the barrier to entry. Okay, so you've got the budget picture. What's next? Saving.
Saving is the next big piece. This is where you actively set money aside for those future goals we talked about. It's how you make them happen.
And the guide stresses consistency, right? Even if it's small amounts.
Absolutely. Save something each month. That habit is incredibly powerful, and they suggest automating it.
Ah, the automatic transfer trick.
Set up a recurring transfer to your savings account. Makes it almost effortless. You sort of pay yourself first.
That makes sense. They gave an example, didn't they? Like aiming for 15% eventually, but maybe start with 5%.
Exactly. Start small, make it achievable, then gradually increase it. Much less intimidating.
Okay, so budgeting, saving, then investing comes up. That can feel like a big leap for people.
It can, but the basic idea is just making your money work for you, growing it over time. You put it into assets that have the potential to increase in value.
And diversification is important here, spreading things out.
Very important. Penny Nest mentions things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds.
Okay, so stocks are like owning tiny bits of companies.
Sort of, yeah, and bonds are more like loans you give out. Mutual funds pool money together to buy lots of different things.
Makes diversification easier, especially early on.
Definitely. But, and this is crucial, you have to understand risk.
Right. Investing isn't guaranteed.
No, there's always risk. Usually higher potential returns mean higher risk. The guide rightly flags this and, suggests maybe talking to a financial advisor.
Good advice, especially when you're starting out. Okay, another big topic, debt. Debt management. That can feel heavy.
It can weigh on people, for sure, but managing it is about having a plan to reduce it and hopefully eliminate it.
So what's the strategy?
Prioritize. Pay off the debts with the highest interest rates first, usually things like credit cards. That saves you money in the long run.
Makes sense. They also mentioned debt consolidation.
Yeah, or balance transfers, ways you might be able to lower your overall interest rate, making payments more manageable, but there's a warning too.
Ah, yes. Don't take on more than you can handle.
Exactly. Too much debt can really hurt your finances and your credit score too, which impacts, well, a lot of things.
Okay, so those are the main components. How do you actually get started? Penny Nest laid out steps, right?
Yep, a clear 6-step process. Step 1, assess where you are right now.
Just get a clear picture.
Yeah, track your income, all sources, track all your expenses. Again, they suggest using a spreadsheet or one of those budgeting apps.
Makes sense. Get it all down in one place.
And they also recommend calculating your net worth.
Which is?
Simple concept. What you own your assets minus what you owe your liabilities gives you that snapshot of your overall financial health.
Okay, snapshot taken. Step 2.
Set goals, but make them SMART goals.
The acronym. Specific, Measurable.
Achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It really works.
So instead of save more, it's like save $500 for an emergency fund in the next 6 months.
Exactly like that. Specific, measurable, seems doable, relevant to your security, has a deadline. The guide gives examples like saving for a down payment, paying off debt, retirement.
And writing them down helps.
Definitely. Write them down, prioritize them, makes them feel more real, more urgent.
Got it. Step 3 is creating the budget itself.
Yep. Now you take that assessment and those goals and make the actual plan for how you'll spend your money each month.
Listing income sources.
Yeah.
Figuring out fixed costs like rent.
And variable costs like food or going out. Then you allocate the income to cover everything, including saving for those goals.
Okay, the plan is made. Step 4, actually start saving.
Right. Put the plan into action. Make sure that money's actually set aside each month.
Automation helps here again.
For sure. Set up those transfers. And keep an eye out for ways to trim a little more from expenses, because even small amounts.
They add up over time, yeah.
Step 5 then circles back to debt. Manage your debt.
So make that repayment plan we talked about.
Exactly. List all your debts. Focus on the high-interest ones first. Consider those strategies like consolidation if they make sense for you.
Okay, and the final step, step 6.
Consider investing. The roadmap positions this as something to look at once you've got that solid foundation.
Budget's working, savings are happening, debt's under control.
Then you can start exploring options like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Do some research.
Diversify.
Diversify to manage risk and start small. Don't feel you have to jump in with huge amounts. Increase gradually as you learn and get more comfortable.
That seems like a sensible progression. Now, the Penny Nest Guide also mentioned common mistakes, things to avoid.
Oh, yeah, really important pitfalls. Like, number 1, not budgeting at all. Just flying blind.
Which makes everything else harder.
Absolutely. Then spending more than you earn, that's a recipe for stress.
What else?
Not saving for retirement. Ignoring it because it feels far away. Also, just ignoring debt, hoping it goes away.
It usually doesn't.
It usually doesn't. And finally, not having an emergency fund. That buffer for unexpected things, car repairs, job loss.
Yeah, life happens. Having that fund makes a huge difference. It's easy to see how people fall into those traps, though.
It is. Just being aware is a big first step. And if you want to learn more, the guide suggests resources.
Right, like books.
Yeah, they mention the Total Money Makeover and websites like NerdWallet, Investopedia. Lots of good info there.
Good places to dig deeper. And financial advisors, of course.
Qualified ones, yes. For personalized advice tailored to your situation.
Okay, so we've really covered the basics today, drawing heavily on that penny nest roadmap, what personal finance is, why it matters, the key parts like budgeting and saving, the steps to get started.
And those common mistakes to try and sidestep.
It really boils down to taking action, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it really does. And the guide finishes with a great question for you, the listener.
Yeah.
It asks, now that you know what personal finance is and how to get started, what's the first step you will take to improve your financial situation today?
That's powerful. What is that one thing? It doesn't have to be huge.
Could be anything. Downloading an app, looking up your credit card interest rate, setting up that first small automatic savings transfer.
Just starting. That first step is often the hardest, but it gets the ball rolling. Your journey to feeling better about money, it starts right there.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey. Be patient, keep learning, celebrate the small wins. You can definitely do this.